YouTube? Is that you? YouTube? Is that you? It's been a while since I upload. What? YouTube? Oh my god. It's amazing. I was supposed to do a 100 subscribers special, but at that time I couldn't do a 100 subscribers special. Sorry guys. I was gonna do it. But just I'll get more into that later on in the day. Like I'm doing a vlog for you guys explaining what I've been doing and all of that. It's coming Monday, which is Tuesday or today, I don't know yet. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna just vlog for you guys. I've been trying to do it. I've been trying, but everything else, like, you know, when you try to do something and then something comes up, yeah, written doing that, something bad is keep happening. So I've heard, let's just go into this video, and it says, and I know the intro says Walker Vlogs. I know that's my new intro, because I'm changing this channel. I'm taking those 2 channels that's on my page. I'm taking it down. I'm not changing this name of the channel Walker Reaction. No, I'm just gonna leave it as Walker Reaction. Never gonna change it, because I'm gonna change it when it's 200 subscribers. When I get 200 subscribers, then I'm gonna change it to something that you guys want. Walkers Reaction is gonna come down. What would you guys think? I'm gonna put 2 names on my Instagram thing, and wherever got the most voice, I'm gonna do it. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
A planet that's a mere 500 light years away was discovered, and the most shocking part is it has a lot of characteristics of Earth, and it could support human life. We've always wondered whether another planet could sustain life, and while many have thought Mars could be the next target of colonization, now scientists are looking towards a planet called Kepler 186f. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. It's 500 light years away. While this sounds like a long drive for any spaceship, it may not be in the future. The planet Kepler 186f lies in a zone only known as the Goldilocks zone. The constellation this planet lies in is called the Cygnus constellation. The planet itself is believed to be habitable based on the information that astronomers have gathered so far. While 500 light years sounds like an incredible distance to travel, just remember, we have places like Japan landing robots on asteroids, and we had a satellite from the 1970s sending signals to us until a recent time where we received the last signal. Space exploration has done some amazing things, and we will continue to see amazing new feats accomplished, and one of them may very soon well be long-distance space travel. You can't say it's not a possibility. Kepler 186f may not have day and night. One of the most interesting things about Kepler 186f is that it might not have the day and night cycle that we're used to here on Earth. All of us are used to going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time, but what would you do if it was daytime or nighttime 365 days out of the year? That's exactly what's happening on Kepler 186f. This is
Pause. No ads. No free brand deal. God damn it.
It's because one side of the planet is
I literally thought I paused it, but whatever.
always facing the star, which means that one side of the planet is always covered in darkness, and one side is always covered in sunlight, resulting in dramatic temperature differences among the time zone differences. Also, Kepler 186f only receives a reported 1/3 of the sunlight that Earth receives in terms of raw energy. So while we're not 100% exactly sure, the temperature difference is very dramatic. Kepler 186f is the first known planet to be found that could be habitable. A lot of people have always thought that Mars would be the next adventure for the human race, and we would be on Mars by the early 2000s. That's obviously not the case today, but Kepler 186f is the first true planet discovered where humans could actually live, according to early scientific discoveries and findings. The reason is not just because of the water source on the planet and the overall temperatures, but because of how it orbits around its host star, much like our own planet does. As we've said previously, though, it's always day and night for specific regions of the planet, and this never changes, because one side of the planet is always facing the star it orbits around. It doesn't spin like Earth does. It orbits a red dwarf-sized star, and while this is a relatively new discovery, a lot of people have been left wondering, would you travel to this was an option? Kepler 186f is a
We have another Earth. No, I would not travel to it. I would stay on a. I was like it. Would not. What? Let's continue. So far, I'm learning this information. We had an Earth all this time, and we was thinking of going to Mars, which is possible. We could go to Mars, but we don't know yet. But this one is like it's gonna take a long time to build a spaceship for how many people in this world? Billions. For all these billions of people to go over there, like back, you know what I mean? To build a lot of billion spaceships or a lot of spaceships to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna take forever, so we can't do that. That's what I think.
historical find. We find rogue planets all the time, so finding a new planet isn't that exciting. However, with the Kepler 186f discovery, this really was one of a kind, and one of the most fascinating finds in recent modern history because of how habitable the zone was. First, you had just how close the planet was to the star and how large the planet was, with some astronomers saying it's really not that much larger than Earth. It's nearly the same size, and there's quite a lot of water on the surface of the planet, which means
If I put this in, this ad gotta give me money. You heard me? Fitbit, you got money.
we could easily sustain a portion of the population here on Earth on Kepler 186f. To find a planet that's in a habitable zone of their star, though, is a truly remarkable find, and it's one of the first of our lifetimes. It may even be the only find of our lifetime, and it's something we should take seriously. While scientists have discovered planets that have been close to stars before that looked promising, no other planet found has been as Earth-like as Kepler 186f. Scientists believe Kepler 186f can sustain life like another Earth. Scientists are concluding, based on the location of the planet, that life may be able to survive and thrive on the rogue planet that we currently know so little about. Based on the current information and by a thorough assessment of professionals who are examining Kepler 186f, it's believed that the planet can indeed sustain life. This is because of the atmosphere, which is currently being researched, but it's shown a lot of similarities close to Earth's atmosphere. One thing scientists are currently debating is whether or not the water source on the planet is usable, because the distance between the planet and its red dwarf sun suggests that the dark side of the planet could have frozen water. However, if the planet has a thick atmosphere, then the water source would be just fine. This would help insulate the planet and would mean that the water source would be perfectly consumable, just like it is here on Earth. This was concluded by a study done by San Francisco State University. When we say astronomers have finally discovered another Earth, this may be the closest we've ever come to actually finding a new Earth.
Yep. We need a new Earth. Because we already... Why we need a new Earth? Number one. Because we're going to kill the other... We're going to kill that Earth. Because we're killing this Earth with pollution and stuff like that. What you think people will change after we go to that Earth? And people would think that No, we have a lot of factories. We have a lot of stuff that's killing the earth. Why would we go to another earth and kill that one that's right there? Why would we go there and kill that earth? It says when they find, like, you don't know if how thick is the atmosphere and stuff like that. I know it's similar like Earth, and we could live there, but at the same time, we're still gonna kill it regardless. We're gonna kill the Earth regardless of the situation we're gonna do. Like, more. There's no point.
There are 5 different planets in the Kepler 186f solar star system. While the solar system isn't exactly 500 light years away, it's about 490 light years, give or take. It's still quite a way away, and it's amazing that modern technology has allowed us to exist. I'm Dr.
There's a lot of ads that keep popping up. And we're back, right? We're back. Okay.
Is so far away. This planet, however, is not a lone planet. There are approximately 4 other planets that we've discovered so far. We've also discovered the orbital time of the Kepler 186f planet, which, unlike Earth, can actually orbit the Sun in just 130 days. Just imagine having to get your significant other an anniversary present every 130 days instead of every 365 days. The other planets orbit the Sun at approximately 32.5 million miles away from their Sun. The other planets found, however, aren't in close proximity to the Earth like Kepler 186f, and they're not even included in the so-called Goldilocks zone. These 4 additional planets are labeled as Kepler 186b, Kepler 186c, Kepler 186d, and Kepler 186e. All of these planets are relatively small in size and measure in at only 1.5 times the size of our current home world, Earth. Do you think that any of these other discovered planets might be habitable as well, or could contain some life forms? Kepler 186f's red dwarf star is cooler than the Sun. One of the most interesting things about this suspected habitable planet is that its star isn't nearly the size of our own Sun. The Sun is a massive giant ball, and Kepler 186f's own star is about half of the size of our Sun. The best part about the discovery of this planet's distance from the Sun is that while its own Sun does have flare-ups, flares shouldn't really affect the planet too much because it's far enough away or a perfect distance away, much like Earth. We don't really experience the negative effects of solar flares from our Sun because of our distance. This is where things get interesting. Kepler 186f is a lot closer to its Sun than we are to our own Sun. However, since the core temperature of the red dwarf star is a lot less volatile than our own Sun, it can rotate around that star a lot closer than we could. If we rotated as close as Kepler 186f does, we'd burn to death. It's about as close as Mercury is to our own Sun. Our sundown on Earth is what it looks like on Kepler 186f at noon. Kepler 186f was the target of an alien invasion. As humans, we have an undying thirst to find extraterrestrial life outside of where we know life exists. We desperately want to believe aliens exist, and we're willing to do anything to find proof of alien life. This is why an organization called SETI, or Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, had begun doing research once we found the planet. They honed in on the planet with a powerful telescope known as the Allen Telescope and spent a month listening to the planet to see if we could pick up any rogue signals or any sign of life. The initial findings from SETI were that they couldn't find any arguable evidence of existing life on the planet, but they then stated that they would need a far more powerful telescope, at least 10 times in power of that of the Arecibo Observatory, to actually hone in and find evidence. Some people will swear up and down that they heard certain transmissions or noises, but space makes all kinds of weird noises, and there's been no concrete evidence of any radio noises or signs of life from the planet. Could we really inhabit Kepler 186?
No.
The question that comes into play isn't so much if it's happening,
why would we?
but
We're gonna kill it out of this.
get there. As it currently stands, we can't even get a human onto Mars, which is far closer and isn't thousands of light years away. Sometimes people forget how fast light travels and how much of an undertaking it would be to build a complex vessel capable enough to travel that distance. There are also a lot of differences we would have to get used to if we ever did inhabit the planet. First of all, this is Red.
Pause. Hey, you know what? I'm not pausing this one. You still getting? Someone just play it. Come on. Wait.
Link being interviewed. It's gonna be great. Take one.
We've heard about the work that St. Jude has been doing and have wanted
Shall I
to
leave
come
it?
for a
No.
while.
St. Jude, you gonna be money. Let me
The
stop
tilt
playing with y'all.
difference alone would throw people off. It doesn't have what we know as a season
Wait, let's.
of differences we would have to get used to if we ever did inhabit the planet.
Mhm.
First of all, the tilt difference alone would throw people off. It doesn't have what we know as a season tilt system. It doesn't really go by a season system. The orbit of this planet is much more circular, which leaves half of the planet dark all year long. Some studies have shown promise of seasons on the planet, but they're inconclusive, and a lot more research currently needs to be done. One thing
True.
people do agree on, though, is that if we ever needed in the future to find a new planet to live on, this would be our best bet so far. Temperature, radius, and mass of Kepler 186f. Being the best promise of a new suitable host for human life, what kind of temperatures would we be looking at if we were actually to move to the new planet? A lot has yet to be discovered about the core specifics of the mass and radius of this planet, but we do know a lot about the orbital radius in which this planet revolves around its sun, which is about 3 times less than Earth. To calculate the radius, we have to use a figure of our own planet compared to this planet, which is 0.021. This planet is approximately 11% larger in overall mass than Earth as well. Some people believe it could be anywhere from 0.87 of the mass to 2.03 times as large as Earth. We don't know about the overall surface of the planet either, and whether it's covered with mountains or if it's a flat landscape. The temperature, however, isn't really too promising because it comes in at an average of 121 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cooler than Mars, but still pretty hot. Kepler 186f is one of the most promising planets ever found to be habitable. Do you think we're all alone in the universe? Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.
Don't go. We're not going. There's no point of going. To be honest, there's no point. You can have one year, and some parts of the world dark, some parts of the world light. That's good, but at the same time bad because we're not gonna get used to it. We're not gonna really be like we're used to like seeing light and day, light and day. We have and then 100. We don't. We have to wait for how many days until we see Christmas, stuff like that. We're not gonna have seasons as we used to, like Christmas, winter, fall. I said Christmas, winter. We're not. Oh yeah, we're not gonna have Christmas. We're not gonna have Thanksgiving, like stuff like that. You know, so we're still gonna have it, but at the same time, it's gonna be confusing. Or you know what I mean? Because when it's October, it's gonna be like one part of the world cold and one part of the world like hot or cool. Like I don't know. Something like that. And when summer, one part of the world is dark and cold, and what the other part, you know what I'm saying? You know, you see what I'm saying? It's just like that. But so it's like we're not gonna. What's the point of going to a different world, where we gonna not get used to? Number one, there's no seasons. Number two, we don't even know nothing about it. Number three, we're gonna kill it. Number four, regardless, we're gonna kill it. And number five, what's the point of doing it? To be honest, what's the point? What's the point of? And it's too far, and we're not gonna. And by the time we build a spaceship, it's gonna be like I believe we're gonna build a spaceship to go there in 2030. That's my take. 2030, we're gonna be there. And yeah, like and subscribe, you know the deal. uploading videos every single day. Thank you for 100 subscribers, 108 subscribers actually. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all the haters or everything. 100 subscriber special is coming up. Stay tuned. And walkers. See you later. Oh, on my Instagram, remember, go follow me.